Hey guys, it's Miss Johnson and I'm here to bring you our last notes video for Unit 2. We have Unit 2 Learning Target 6 today. We're going to talk about multiplying polynomials. So we're doing a pretty direct extension of what we did in Lesson 5, but we're just doing it with polynomials that have more terms, and that's okay. So when we are multiplying more than two polynomials, we want to distribute terms that are outside first, and then we'll go ahead and multiply, which we can use the box method, or we can use just distributing and putting your like terms together, putting your terms in a list and then putting them together. But you want to make sure that any constants that are outside, you want to take care of distributing those first. Okay, so looking at number 1, I have the expression 2 times the quantity 2 times the quantity x plus 3 times the quantity x minus 5. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to make my life a little bit easier, and I'm just going to take this 2 and distribute it to the first set of parentheses. When I do that, I end up with 2x plus 6, and then the same quantity behind, x minus 5. I didn't touch the x minus 5 yet. So because I did that first, now when I take this binomial and multiply it by that binomial, that 2 is going to now be all the way across over here as well, because it's already distributed into this piece. Since I already distributed into that first set of parentheses, it's going to get multiplied by the second set of parentheses as well, and that's ideally what I want at the end. So now I can go ahead and set up a box with the 2x plus 6 and the x minus 5, and I get 2x squared, and then 6x and negative 10x, and then negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Then I combine my like terms on the middle. I have 2x squared minus 4x minus 30 for my final expression there. So I took care of this first set of distribution, and then when I did this distribution to that distribution, that made sure that the 2 got to every single part that it needed to get to, which is the goal. You don't want to double both of these and then multiply it together, because then you'd be multiplying by 2 twice, and that's not okay. We don't want to multiply by 2 twice. If we wanted that, we'd have a 4 out here. But we only want to multiply by 2 once. So I put this into the first set of parentheses, and then I set up my box. So let's try number 2. I'm going to set this 3 into the first set of parentheses so that I get 6x minus 15, and then times x minus 3. So again, here you can set up a box, or you can just make your list of terms. I'm going to set up a box. These numbers are going to get a lot bigger quicker because of that coefficient out front. So that just makes it all, that just makes another reason to set up the box and keep yourself more organized. So I have 6x, negative 15, x, negative 3. 6x times x is 6x squared. X times negative 15 is negative 15x. 6x times negative 3 is negative 18x, and then negative 3 times negative 15 is positive 45. I end up with negative 15x and negative 18x being like terms. That gives me 6x squared minus 33x plus 45. And you can use your calculator to help you put these things together. There's no problem with that. Let's try number 3. I have x on the outside that I'm going to distribute to this first set of parentheses. That gives me x squared plus 3x. Then the second set of parentheses, I have x plus 4. I'm going to go ahead and just do a list of terms here. So I've taken care of this first set of distribution, and now by distributing this to this, that x will be distributed all throughout the whole thing, which is the goal. But again, you don't want to distribute x to both sets of parentheses. If you do that, then you're going to get x in there twice, and you don't want x in there twice. You only want x in there once. So I distributed to the first set, and then I put these 2 binomials together. So x squared times x gives me x to the third. X squared times 4 gives me 4x. Then the second set, 3x times x gives me, x squared times 4 gives me 4x squared. Sorry, fix that. Then the middle, 3x times x is 3x squared. And the last two terms, 3x times 4 is 12x. These are like terms in the middle. So I have x to the third plus 7x squared plus 12x. Next one, so 2x is going to go to this first set, giving me 2x squared plus 8x. The x minus 9 behind stays the same. I'll set up a box this time just for fun, do something different. 2x squared, 8x, x, negative 9. That's 2x to the third in the middle. Let me change colors here so it's a little easier to see. 2x to the third in the middle. 8x squared, then negative 18x squared, and the last one is negative 72x. These are my like terms. Put those bad boys together. So 2x to the third minus 10x squared minus 72x. All right, so sometimes you have terms, you have polynomials that are more than two terms. When you have polynomials that are more than two terms, you just need to set up a box that fits that polynomial. So if you have 2 terms times 3 terms, then you need a 2 by 3 box. If you have 3 terms times 3 terms, then you need a 3 by 3 box. You can still set up a box to do this. It's just going to be a bigger box. Otherwise, the process is still the same. So let's look at number 5. I have x plus 2 times the quantity x squared plus 3x minus 5. So this is one where I'm going to need a 2 by 3. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger of a rectangle. I have x and 2. Make sure you put these things in the right spot. So the thing that has 2 terms needs to go where you have 2 spaces. Then the thing that has 3 terms, the polynomial that has 3 terms, needs to go where you have 3 spaces. So my box looks like 3 columns and 2 rows. Now we multiply everything inside. X times x squared is x to the third. X times 3x is 3x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times 3x is 6x. And 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Now I combine my like terms. Now you're going to have more like terms when you have more terms in your polynomials. That's just a sheer fact. So I see that I have 2x squared terms right here, but I also see that I have 2x terms right there. So make sure that you combine all those pieces together. My x to the third is by itself. 2x squared and 2x squared is 5x squared. 6x and negative 5x is just 1x. And then negative 10 is a constant at the end. There's your polynomial. It has 4 terms in it this time. Let's try the next one. Maybe you set up your box vertically instead of horizontally. Maybe my box is going to look like this. It doesn't really matter. When it comes down to it, you're going to get the same answer. You're going to get the same simplified expression. So if I do it vertically, then my x minus 4 needs to go up here, and the 2x squared and 3x and positive 4 needs to go on the left. Now I'll multiply on the inside, and again, it doesn't matter, horizontal or vertical, it's not going to make any bit of difference. So 2x squared times x is 2x to the third. 2x squared times negative 4 is negative 8x squared. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. 4 times x is 4x. And 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Watch for those like terms. Here's a squared and a squared. I got to put them together. And then here's an x and an x. I got to put them together. So 2x to the third is by itself. 3 and negative 8 is negative 5x squared. 4 and negative 12 is negative 8x. And then negative 16 at the end. There's my polynomial, and I'm set. Let's try a couple more. So in number 7, I have a 2 by 3, so I'm going to go back to horizontal just because I feel like it saves a little bit of space. I don't know. That might not really be true, but it just feels that way to me, so that's what I do. 2x and 3, and then 4x squared, 5x, and -1. Now again, you could just go through the hassle of making one long list of your terms, but you got to be really careful. This 2x needs to go to there, there, and there. And this 3 needs to go to there, there, and there. It's really easy to drop out terms and skip over something and make a mistake if you're just making one long list. That's 6 terms that you need at the end. So it's really easy to miss something. The box just helps you set it up. So 2x times 4x squared is 8x to the third. 2x times 5x is 10x squared. 2x times -1 is -2x. 3 times 4x squared is 12x squared. 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times -1 is -3. Here's my like terms. I've got squareds here. I've got x terms there. That's 8x to the third plus 22x squared. 15 minus 2 is 13, so plus 13x, and then -3. All right, one more over here, and this time we have a 3 by 3. This is a big old rectangle here. So you need 3 rows and 3 columns. This is 9 terms that you're going to end up with. 4x, -7, x squared, 3x, and 5. All right, inside, here we go. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. X squared times 4x is 4x to the third. X squared times -7 is -7x squared. 3x times x squared is 3x to the third. 3x times 4x is 12x squared. 3x times -7 is -21x. I gotta be careful not to go too fast. I'm getting tripped up on my multiplication. 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times 4x is 20x, and 5 times -7 is -35. If I went too fast for you, I apologize. I just started flying there and didn't even really realize it. Go ahead and back it up and listen to it again if you need to. Don't feel bad about that. So now let's find our like terms. I have 3 sets of like terms here. I have x to the third, x to the third. Look at all of these x squareds in the middle. All of those things are x squared. Then you have your x's. So here's my result at the end. I have x to the 4th. Then I have 7x squared. Or I'm sorry, 7x to the 3rd. Then I have 12 and 5 is 17. 17 minus 7 is 10. So plus 10x squared. Then I have 20 minus 21, which is -1x. And then the -35. Whoo! Lot of terms there. 5 of them at the end. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms in your simplified expression. That was a hefty question. All right, so that takes us to the end of our last notes for Unit 2. Congratulations, you made it to the end. I will catch you next time. If you have any questions on anything, let me know. Thanks for tuning in.